Hello everyone. In this session, I am going to discuss about some practical examples in inheritance. Okay. So this is a continuation of my previous video. So let us try to see some presentation. So in this, first I would like to discuss about member access and inheritance. Okay. There are various access specifiers available in Java like public, protected and private. And those members which are declared as private will not be available outside its class. That is, private members are not available for inheritance. So while defining a class, if you don't want other classes to inherit any of your data members, you can declare them as private. So let us do one example for that and try to understand it in a better way. So let me open one new project in Java. In this, I'm going to declare one class A in this here. So here let me declare a class A. Okay. So in this class A, I'm going to declare one public data type, that is public int x, and then I'm writing public int y. Okay. And then not public, I'm writing private int y. Now I should assign values, private int y. Now let me just assign value to this x and y, so that public void get underscore a, in that I'm writing int x, and here I am writing this dot x equals x. This dot x is equal to x, and here now I am writing one more class, that is class B extends A. Class B extends A, and in that I am declaring one private variable, that is private int z, and then I am writing one method, that is public void get underscore z, integer z, and then I am writing this dot z is equal to z. This I have explained in my previous video. Why did I use this dot z? Because z, this is a class variable or an instance variable. This variable belongs to this class called as B, whereas this is a local variable. This z is a local variable. A local variable and a class variable are not supposed to have the same name according to Java. So in order to differentiate between them, I have referred to the class variable as this dot z. Now I am finding the sum of two numbers here, that is public int sum, and this function returns me one value. So I'll write int sum answer is equal to what? X. I'll write x plus y plus z. This x and y has come to this class B through inheritance, but you can see one red underline under y, and if I keep my cursor over here, y has private access in A. So that means private variables cannot be inherited to a subclass. So that is one technique to be used when you don't want certain members to be inherited to the subclasses down the hierarchy. Now, so I will just remove this y. So only x will be inherited from class A into class B. So I am just deleting that variable y. Now only x and then error is gone. Okay. Now what should I write? Because this method has a return type. This method returns me some value. So I should write return some answer, some ans. Okay. Return that particular variable. Now I am coming to this public static void main, and I am going to declare an object of which class. In case of inheritance, which class should be object should we create? We always create an object of the subclass. That is because all the members of the superclass have been inherited into the subclass below. So I will do something that is what, create an object of subclass, that is b is equal to new of b, and then I will call this methods, that is small b dot, all these things will be popped up. So first what is get underscore a, get underscore a, pass the value 10, and then b dot, again b dot, get underscore z, get underscore z, I am passing the value 20, and then because whenever I call the sum method, it returns me one value. So I should write integer answer is equal to b dot sum. Okay, put semicolon over here, and then System.out.println the sum is equal to plus answer. Okay, that's it. Now if you want this, so private variable is not available here. So if you want access to the private variable, what you can do is private variable cannot be accessed. It can be just printed here. This value is not available outside to the class. It will not be available even to the object of that class. So suppose I write one function like this, that is public void show underscore a, show underscore private, and then I can write like this, that is the show underscore private System.out.println the value of y equals plus y. Okay, I can write it like that. Is private variables will be access to those methods which are declared in the same class. Okay, private variables will be available to those methods, which are declared inside the same class, but it is not available to the subclass. Okay, in its own class you can declare a method and you can try to access that private method, but it will not be available down for inheritance. And then here I can just call it, that is b dot what was the method, that is b dot, forgot the method, b dot show underscore private, b dot show underscore private. Okay, now if I save this and run this program, run this file, you can see the output here, that is the value of y is equal to 0. That is because the default value is so I should initialize this value. I should first show underscore private, I should initialize that value, then only I will get. Otherwise, if the default value is shown, so int y, here I should write this dot y is equal to y. And then I should pass the value here, that is 40. Save this and run this example, and then you will get the output. That is the value of y is 40 and the sum is 30. So to put it in a nutshell, the private variables will not be inherited into the subclasses below. So what you should do in order to get the values of the private variables, that is you should add the member functions. The member functions of its own class has the access to the private variables declared inside this. Suppose I'll show you one more thing. It is not available even to the object of its own class. Suppose I create an object of this class like this, a is equal to new of a. A is the superclass, isn't it? new of A, and then I am able to access A dot, you see, A dot, I can declare this, yeah, I can write like this, that is A dot, what is the value of this X? I can write A dot X is equal to A dot, sorry, A dot, I can write it over here, A dot X is equal to 30. It is possible, but I am not able to write A dot Y. A dot Y means it is a private variable. I'm getting an error over here. If I put this package A dot Y, this, what is the name of my private variable? That's Y. So A dot Y is equal to 40, is equal to 39, I'm writing. So you are getting an error, and you can see, if you keep the cursor over here, Y has private access in A. So this shows that a private variable is not even available to the object of its own class. That is, what is the class in which this private variable is declared, that is A. So it is not even available to the objects of its own class. It is not available for inheritance below. So if you want to access a private variable declared in a class, the only option left to you is write a member function, public member function, and it can access the private variables declared inside the class. But you cannot, but it is not available for inheritance down the hierarchy. Hope the example is clear for all. Now, so that is about member access and inheritance. Now I am going to show another example for inheritance, a very practical example. That is, let me create one new project, that is file, new project. So in this, I'm going to write a class called as box, okay? Class box. And what are the features of a box? As all of us knows that a box has length, width and height, double length, double width, and then double height. Now I'm going to create one more, now I'm going to write the constructor of this box class, okay? I'm going to write the constructor of this box class, that is box double length, comma, double width, comma, double height. And in this, I'm going to write this dot length equals length, and then this dot length equals length, and then this dot width equals width, and then this dot height equals height. This dot width is equal to width, this dot height. So I have written the constructor. How do I know that it's the constructor of this class? Because it is having the same name as that of the class. If you write something with the same name, that becomes a constructor. And as you know, constructors do not have return types, not even void. Now I am finding the volume of this particular box, that is public void volume, and inside this double wall equals length star width star height. Okay, put semicolon, length into width into height, and then we need to print this over here, that is System.out.println the volume of the box equals plus wall. Now let me just drag this down. Now what should I know? Now one more class I'm going to write, that is class box weight extends box. Box has another feature apart from length, width and height. It has another feature called as another property called as weight as well. So class box weight extends box. Class box weight extends box. In that class box weight extends box. So I should write class box weight that is double weight. Okay, double weight, and then what you should do is double weight, and then we should write the constructor for the box weight class, that is box weight double length comma double width comma double height comma double weight. So then super of length comma width comma height. So here, while writing the, so what have I done here? I have written a class called as box weight, which is extending the box class. Okay. So box weight has got only one member, that is weight. Now, while writing the constructor, how many parameters have I written here? While writing the constructor, you can see that 1, 2, 3, and 4. Why did I write all these 4 constructors? Because these length, width, and height are inherited into the box weight class from the superclass box. So which object do you create? Whenever we do a program, we always create an object of the subclass, isn't it? So I'll be creating an object of box weight. So box weight W is equal to new of box weight. New of box weight of how many parameters I should pass? 4 parameters. That is 10, 12, 14, and then I should declare the weight of the box, that is 56.4 kgs. Okay. Now put semicolon here. And then, so once I write a constructor like this, which involves 4 values, this, what it will do is, it will, what happens once I create an object of the subclass, once I create an object of the subclass, this constructor of that class gets invoked. As I mentioned before, the constructors need not be invoked explicitly. It gets automatically invoked when an object of that class is created. Okay. So box weight double, this constructor gets invoked. And what is the first statement that is written inside the constructor? That is super. So what is the use of super? Super is the statement that is used to initialize the superclass constructor. So all these values, that is, so super, length, width, and height, this will jump to the superclass and it will initialize all these 3 values. So length, width, and height gets initialized. Okay. Now I'll write W dot W dot volume, and then save this, and let me run this program. And one more method I will write here, that is to display the to weight of the box should be displayed, isn't it? So for that, public void display System.out.println the weight of the box equals plus weight equals plus weight. So I can also write here W dot display. W dot display So what is the user? So we have discussed a very important keyword here called as super. So what is the user super? Super is the first statement that is written inside a subclass constructor to initialize the variables of the superclass. So what did we do in the public static void main? We created an object of the subclass, and inside an object of the, so super is the first statement that is written inside the subclass constructor to initialize the values of the superclass. Okay. So what are the variable values which I have, or the variables which I have declared in the superclass? Length, width, and height. So in order to initialize this, when only the order is like this: first the superclass variables get initialized, then only the box class own variable, that is weight, gets initialized. Even though this is the box class variable, is the weight is only variable declared inside the subclass. While creating an object of the subclass, the variables that are in the superclass gets initialized first, then only the subclass variables gets initialized. So while passing the arguments, 10, 12, and 14 are the values for the length, width, and height, and 56.4 is the weight of the box. Okay. So super is the first statement that is written inside a subclass constructor in order to initialize the variables of the superclass. Okay. So because 3 variables are inherited into this box weight, I have declared 4 parameters inside the constructor: length, width, height, and weight. Okay. Then super here. And I should write one more thing here I have not initialized, that is this dot weight is equal to weight. Now let me just run this program. So the volume of the box is 168, that is 10 into 12 into 14, the length into width into height, and the weight of the box is 56.4. So this is a very important usage of the keyword super. That is nothing but to initialize the values of the superclass. It is the first statement that is written inside a subclass constructor to initialize the values in the superclass. Thank you so much for watching.